We were fortunate to be able to catch a few minutes with Dr. Marilyn Savedra. Dr. Savedra specialized in maternal and pediatric nursing with a particular interest in measuring children's pain. She developed an instrument for this purpose, which is used around the world. For 19 years, she worked as a researcher and professor at the University of California, San Francisco, and is a fellow of the American Academy of Nursing. Long before Adventist chaplains were appointed to nurture students on non-Adventist campuses, Dr. Savedra spontaneously took them into her home and heart. She has long been deeply involved in her local church as a board member, a deaconess, and a Sabbath school teacher. Now a widow, she dotes on her 4 grandchildren. We asked her if any person stood out as a major figure encouraging her to pursue a nursing career.
I think the teacher of that nurse aid course, Miss Charlotte Kueffner, had an enormous impact. You know, she was a great nurse, but even probably a greater teacher. And I think in part, she steered me not only into a career in nursing, but also eventually into a career in teaching nursing.
Wow.
And I stayed in contact with her up until the time she died.
Wow. So she was kind of mentor for you all your life.
She was. And I think she taught me the importance of staying connected to people.
Wow.
You know, it's just not a fleeting thing, but it was a lifelong connection with her.
We wanted to know Dr. Savedra's perspective on the challenges that face today's women, being faithful to family, career, and church life.
It is possible to do that sort of mix. But I do think sometimes one of them will take a precedence over the other. You know, maybe there are issues in the family that really demand a lot of your attention, or maybe something at work that does, or your commitment to church, and so they may flow back and forth, but I think you can do all.
Her husband, Alfred, was an important part of her success in juggling marriage and career, and it didn't hurt that he was also a good cook.
You know, I was lucky that I had a husband that I think felt secure in his own right. And so it was not difficult. And we were able to share a lot of things. You know, students love to come to our house. And
they
so
sure do.
They did.
Yeah.
Daunting, however, when they would ask, is Albert cooking, when they'd be invited over. But nevertheless, it's always good to be married to someone who's a good cook, yeah.
And where did her strong faith in God come from?
You know, I think I was lucky to have a father who, you know, when you think of God the Father, I could see my own personal father as a loving, caring, supportive. So it probably in those early days solidified it.